Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 16th of December 2022. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Hanson Roberts Tarot for today's reading. This is a really small deck, so I'm just going to put my hand down here for scale. So if you use the tarot and you're traveling, this is a good deck to take with you. And let me show you some of the images. I don't usually use this deck very often. The cards are kind of cartoony and very childlike and innocent here, which I think is great. If you find certain cards in the tarot a little intimidating or even scary, this puts like a really warm spin on things. And the great thing is it doesn't actually take away the meaning, because like the tower here, that doesn't seem that frightening. Because if they took away like all the things that are seen as negative, then I wouldn't find these cards as accurate, but they haven't done that. So yeah, like the devil here, I mean, that's kind of laughable. Okay, so let me shuffle these cards and I'm going to choose 3 to see what energy you're working with. And thank you for all the feedback on that yesterday. I'm going to work with Robin on that early next year. So watch this space. Okay. There we go. First card is the Ace of Cups. Oh, that's always really a good sign. The Ace of Cups is a blessing from the universe when it comes to your sense of well-being. You feel connected, you feel loved, you feel like spirit is right there helping you, and any difficulties can be overcome because you have all this wonderful energy at your disposal. So you're in a good spot via this card, and that's why you can achieve such great things today and things seem much easier. Then we've got the Nine of Swords, okay? The Nine of Swords is worry, it's rumination, it's really painting the grimmest picture possible, usually at 3 in the morning, and obviously feeling very anxious because of that. I always try to remember, I heard this a while ago, that, you know, most of the things we worry about, they don't even come to pass. So it's about tapping into this and having faith that things are good and will work out, rather than trying to kind of prepare yourself for the worst case scenario, which is often what worry is about. Thinking, okay, something dreadful could happen here. Let me look at all the potential or possible angles on this so that I can navigate it if something bad does happen. And then finally, I've got the Ace of Swords. So instead of worrying about what could be, we've got 2 ace cards, which is pretty exceptional because it's not just one gift from the universe, it's 2. So you feel great, you feel the love, and you're massively inspired. You have the confidence and the courage to take your ideas and to invest in them. You also have the strength to say, actually, I disagree, I see it this way, or I think it should be done this way. The Ace of Swords rules the element of air. Air is about ideas, thinking, communication, looking at things in an abstract way, and being able to create real meaning from that. Here we've got this wreath on the top of the sword. So this is like royalty as far as your ideas are concerned. You have the best ideas ever. And the sword in itself is obviously a weapon. It's something that pierces or stabs. So you're really able to make a massively significant impression on your life, on the world, by pursuing one of your ideas and using the built-in courage to say, well, actually, this is what I think is good and right and true. Therefore, I'm going to speak about it, or I'm going to try and get it implemented in law. Ace of Cups similarly is a gift, and it's the element of water. And water rules spirituality. It rules love. It rules connection with other people. And anything, you know, when there are 2 people or 3 or 4 or 5, there's an energy that appears in between people when they're talking or when they love each other. It's this kind of otherworldly spiritual energy that exists in between us. And that's really important because it makes you feel grounded in your life. It gives you a sense that this is where I belong. So it's interesting that one of the most important things in life is completely invisible and it's just an energy. What also I love about this is that they've included the little water lilies or lotus flowers. And these have a hard job. They have to come through the mud, work their way up. There's other competition. Other plants are trying to get to the light so that they can grow and, I don't know, photosynthesize. And these look very serene and beautiful, but they hide this whole journey that they've gone through. So there's this unseen strength that comes from a source of love or a sense of connection. And it's interesting that I say that because with this, the sword, I also mentioned that there's this underlying strength. So these two cards are really saying to me that there isn't anything to worry about, first and foremost, because if there is something untoward that comes into your life that you're not particularly comfortable with or you don't want to deal with, you'll understand it very quickly and you'll be able to resolve it very quickly. And you can do that with grace and ease and a sense of warmth and kindness and love even. So you can see that these 9 swords, they create a wall, and each sword represents an idea. And because it's the 9 of swords, there's so many of them, the energy is so strong that it creates this sense of I'm small, I'm vulnerable. All these negative things are outside of my control. What is poor little me going to do with all of this? And that kind of thinking is really inappropriate when you have 2 ace cards which say, actually, you're incredibly gifted. You're standing firmly in your life. You see what's going on. So please don't waste your time kind of chasing these mirages or things that are never going to happen anyway. The main thing about this is the sense of pressure and the sense of things are closed off to me. It's the opposite of this because I'm isolated. I'm not connected. I'm all on my own. She's covered in these red kind of blankets, the blue and the red. So red is about connection to the earth. It's what you're passionate about. And that then immediately states, oh, all the doors are closed to me. No one cares about my joys in life, what I want to pursue. And that then triggers my feelings on that. And it becomes this whole tragic story potentially because I feel like I'm all on my own. No one can help, and every door has been slammed shut. Now, of course, if that's the narrative that's being told, most of us would feel horrible about that. We'd be like, oh, this is just too hard. So that's the big warning here via the cards. They're saying that in reality, you're super switched on, you're in a good spot. So please don't make your own journey more difficult by painting all these spooky images into your life and being afraid of something that isn't really there. I know that's easily said, but my experience with this is to deliberately change gears. So if I'm on this hamster wheel in my head and everything's terrible and it's going to work out horribly, I sometimes find myself doing that, thank goodness, because that's the key, to become aware that you're doing it. And then to just change the thinking. And this may sound a little bit silly to you, but if I'm in a dire state, I always say, okay, I'm just going to think of rainbows and sunshine and butterflies instead. That's when I'm desperate. If I do become aware of it and I really look at it more productively, I'll sit down and meditate for 20 minutes. Because for me, that's like clearing my brain and kind of pumping new blood into it to get it going a little bit. And then I'm able to see things more clearly in a more objective way. So if there are worries, and I mean, we all have worries in life, it's important not to give them too much life and too much air. We've got 9. So let's say regularly, if we've got 9 worries, then maybe 1 will come true. That's not so overwhelming. And then it doesn't mean that all the doors are closed to you. There's just 1 sword down here or up here. It means that there's now a gap there which you can walk through and navigate. So that's the big warning, not to frighten yourself with things that haven't even happened yet and are unlikely to happen. Because with 2 aces, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, this is a good day. It's a day where you can experience the love, make new friends, spend time with a loved one, even have a really good experience in terms of, oh my goodness, I've met someone amazing and we're on the same page here. We see the world similarly. So that's exciting. Let's see where it leads. But it's important to be present, to have those experiences and to kind of assume, oh, of course something good is going to happen. If you stay in bed all day worrying, then it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy as such. Okay, ace cards count as 1. So 1 and 9 is 10, 10 and 1 is 11, and 11 is the master number of service. So it's, to me, that's pretty straightforward. Be of service to yourself by not, taking yourself in some sort of horror story. And also, you can be of service to other people by being present and appearing in their life and sharing all the love you have and all the good ideas that you have in your life. That may really inspire someone. We never know what people get from us or what's meaningful to them. I remember must have been in 2015 or 16, like 7 or 6 years ago, someone smiled at me in a supermarket, and I still remember that. And it pops into my head sometimes. You never know. So what is it that you can offer other people? It's very likely to create a lovely, warm environment and a new connection in your life. So I hope you have a great day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.